with the onset of the digital age came the rise of a new breed of athletes. Enter the esports warriors. And of course, the Philippines quickly flexed their might in this new global battlefield, winning world titles and becoming a real force to contend with. And here to talk about how our Pinoy esports athletes are shaping this whole new landscape is MOONTON Philippines' partnership head, Miss Lee Viloria. Miss Lee, thank you so much for coming back here to BNC.
Thank you so much for inviting us once again. I mean, on behalf of MOONTON.
Yeah, and Miss Lee, parang mas relax ka ngayon, walang makukulit na nasa likuran mo. No, but kidding aside, your position as Head of Business Development and Partnerships is very vital. How long have you held this position, and how has the growth of esports in the Philippines been since you took over?
I've been doing business dev with MOONTON Games, specifically for esports, for 4 years already.
Wow.
And I think from the time I started, marami na talagang nagbago. It's a very fast-paced, it's a very fast-paced landscape. And I think in terms of how we scale our tournaments, it's not just a tournament anymore. It's a whole, experiential touch points already for the audience. And also for our athletes, we have seen how they have matured. Kasi nung nagsimula ako, of course, hindi pa tayo naka-franchise league before eh.
Yeah.
So definitely, a lot of these young men, medyo uso pa yung mga trash talking. I think hindi naman siya mawawala in the landscape. But I think with them being the professional athletes right now, of course, we have been pushing professionality with our athletes, with the help, of course, of the esports organizations that are handling them. When they're training in the boot camp, dapat naka-instill talaga lagi yung discipline, professionalism, because they are being looked up to by millions of audiences as well.
Yeah, because before, if you are just a casual, you would think of these young men as gamers. But now we're actually calling them esports athletes. So parang sports na talaga. And in fact, Coach Why Not, who was here during our previous episode, said na it's a career na talaga para sa mga batang to. Talk about how esports and MPL has really turned everything into a sporting event na talagang may audience, may press con pa after, may mga interviews to build up the event, build up the players.
Yes.
How did all of this come together?
Well, of course, MLBB started as a casual game that's accessible for everyone who has a cell phone, diba? But of course, it's a game, so definitely there is a competition that we can drive out of it. And MPL, as we go along, through the years, we have transitioned into a franchise league. The esports athletes or the teams who are playing are actually considering this as their career, wherein they are actually, it's a source of their income already.
Yeah.
Kumbaga parang hindi na lang siya libangan, hindi na lang siya passion point. It's really a career wherein they get to also represent our country to, different competitions in the international stage. They have actually brought in multiple honor and, championship titles representing the Philippines as well in, in different esports competition worldwide.
Yeah, I do want to ask about this kasi nga sinabi mo, it has become a worldwide thing, and of course, Team Liquid and Team Onyx are set to fly out to represent the Philippines in an international major competition. So, I guess my question is, bakit usong-uso at bakit in-embrace ng Pilipinas itong larong to? And it's more popular here in this part of the world as compared to, let's say, North America.
Number one, I think because of its accessibility. Definitely, as I said earlier, if you have a cell phone, kung meron kang internet, it's something that you can play amongst your peers, but nagiging bonding activity na rin siya ng families. And I think in terms of, scaling it, we are also being played already in, different campus competitions as well. So hindi na siya yung parang kayo-kayo lang na magkakaibigan yung naglalaro. And I think also in terms of growth, in terms of embracing it talaga, one of the best metrics that we have, this is not business related or not sports related. One of the key things that, proves that we are growing is that when we see parents of these athletes sitting in front.
Yeah.
Because imagine if you're a young, if you're a young man and you found your passion here, you realize that you're good at this, right? It's hard if you have to negotiate your dream to your parent, di ba? So, kumbaga kapag nakakita kami na ito yung mga magulang, pumupunta na, nanonood na, sinusuportahan na yung mga anak nila. And yung belief nila sa mga anak nila na parang, okay, I'm gonna support my child to where he's good at, and maybe, mas comfortable sila to do their best because hindi na nila kailangan makipag-negotiate or itago sa parent nila na parang, okay, I'm gonna play the game. Tapos yung academics ko, ibabalance ko naman po. Things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, karamihan sa mga players na nakausap ko, one of my questions to them was always, paano mo naman sinabihan yung mga parents mo na, Pa, ito na yung papasukin ko na trabaho and everything. Nung una daw, they were a little bit reluctant to allow their child to do it. But then when they saw the prize money, it was like, okay, may ano pala dito, may potential pala dito.
Correct.
So, talking about that, syempre yung earnings,
Yes.
potential to earn a lot. How do you make sure that the young men are educated, the young men and women are educated, na they will use their earnings wisely at hindi masayang yung mga napanalunan nila?
Yes, of course. Number one, with the help also of the esports organization managing them. Syempre, natuturuan na din yan na parang, okay, your esports career is not gonna be there forever. Like any athletes naman of different sports, diba? You have your prime. So, nai-instill din yan sa mga athletes natin na parang, okay, you should learn how to invest or save. Also, I think this year, we were lucky to onboard the oldest bank in Southeast Asia, which is BPI.
Oh, wow.
So, yun na yung kasangga din natin in terms of, bringing financial education to our esports athletes, because not only can they earn from, their usual job as an athlete, hindi rin sa prize pool lang. Pero after the season, they can get also like endorsements, they can do their stream, they can be influencers also. So definitely there's actually a lot of income stream that they can explore. Pero ang tanong natin is, hanggang kailan yan tatagal sa'yo? So,
Yeah, so it's nice for them to be educated, to invest in the right things right away. And
Correct.
I'm glad to know that halos lahat ng nakausap ko is nakapagtayo na ng bahay and stuff. And that's such a heartwarming story actually for all of the young kids that are esports athletes. Now, Miss Lee, we talked about the business development. What about the partnerships? You're trying to grow MPL. What's your criteria in finding a good partner to help grow this business?
of course, in terms of partnership, we cannot just get affiliated with just any brand.
Yes.
Kasi we always have to consider that we are actually catering to a very young target market, like Gen Z, some millennials. So I think in terms of reputation as well, it has to be like good influence as well to our target market. So definitely that's main criteria that we are looking for in terms of partnership.
But I'm sure like there are a lot of random companies, even personalities na mahilig dito sa MLBB and they want to get involved. They want to be part of the action. Like how welcoming are you in terms of, allowing them to collaborate with the athletes and of course MPL?
Yeah, definitely with collaborations, really encourage. Especially that, we can't just last in this industry and grow na kami-kami lang yung nagtatrabaho, di ba? Of course, like, if we get partners who can also co-promote us in their channels, definitely that's gonna be a big thing for us. Especially that we really need these partners as well to talk about esports and address some misconceptions as well. So definitely, like, we're very much open to these types of collaborations for as long as it's not gonna, bring negative influences as well to our young audiences.
Now we're seeing some scenes from the grand finals. It was an electric atmosphere.
Oh,
Everybody
yeah.
was there until the end.
Yes.
Until the end. Natapos
Definitely.
kayo, halos 1 a.m. na. Pero yung mga tao, they were there, puno yan until the very end. I mean, ang babait nila, seryosong seryoso. Look at Carl Tizzy, tiyo, seryosong seryoso.
Very.
What about yan, sina Carl? How have they, like, since you met him, I'm sure he was still very young, and now he knows how to answer properly sa
Yes.
mga interviews,
Correct.
and he's getting getting interviewed left and right. Do you also train them to make sure that they conduct themselves in the right way?
Yes, it's actually part of, the activities that we do every season. So every season, every time na matatapos ang matches natin, meron tayong tinatawag na post-match interview. So that also helped train our esports athletes to be able to answer different questions coming from our, partners from the media. So yun, dun sila mas naging comfortable. Kasi before, when you ask them questions, it's either magsisikuhan sila kung sino yung tatanong, kung sino yung sasagot ng question, or pag tinanong mo, anong pakiramdam nyo na nanalo na kayo? Masaya po. Done. But now, they can elaborate their answers more. And I think hindi lang sila masyadong focus sa sarili nila. They really know how to acknowledge when they are getting outplayed by other teams, which actually, humbles them as well and pushes them to do better for their next games.
So may sportsmanship factor na rin. Natututo na rin sila.
Definitely, yeah.
All right, Ms. Lee, before we close our interview, what is next for MPL and how can they support Team Liquid and Team Onyx as they represent the Philippines again?
Yes, of course. Up next, after MPL, we will be sending 2 male teams to the Esports World Cup. It's the mid-season cup at EWC, so that's going to be in Saudi Arabia. So the competition is going to be from July 10 until August 2. Mapapanood natin yung live stream and yung laban ng ating mga Philippine teams at the page of MPL Philippines, both in YouTube and Facebook. And of course, we also have our female teams. We have 2 teams representing the Philippines as well for the MLBB Women's Invitational naman. MWI at EWC 2025. So that's going to be from July 15 to July 20.
Man, exciting times. We're looking forward to it. Ms. Lee, thank you so much again for the time and all the best in the competitions moving forward.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We have Ms. Lee Viloria, Head of Business Development and Partnerships for Philippine Esports MOONTON Philippines. Thank you so much.
Thank you.